how much do we have an effect on collective consciousness?
Well, instead of talking about all of the things that could potentially get in the way of my receptive mode meaning my alignment with who I really am, instead of talking about what could get in the way of it, let's talk about the receptive mode. That it really is as simple as that, rather than saying, how do I, you see, because when you say I'm blocking out, we say, no, you're not. You might be preventing yourself from seeing that or that or that, but you're not blocking it out.
Just not giving attention.
You're not, well, you are giving attention to it because you're blocking it out.
Well, no, I'm not.
You're giving attention to this collective thing that you are blocking out, which means it's active in your vibration. Resistance is there. In other words,
that resistance.
You see, it's like this. This is a universe based on attraction. There's no exclusion. So when you say no to that thing I do not want, I'm blocking it out. You're not saying no, you're saying yes. Because you're acknowledging its existence, you're acknowledging that it's big, you're acknowledging that it's sort of after you, and that you're blocking it out. And we say, no, you're not blocking it out. You are carving a pathway without even meaning to. So we know this is annoying, but what it comes down to is recognizing that every subject is really two subjects, wanted and not wanted. And you can tell by the way you feel whether you're leaning in the direction of the wanted or the unwanted. And when you use words like blocking, you are leaning in the direction of not wanted. It just is.
So stay in the want.
So lighten up, accept that you live in a world of diversity and balance and variety, and bless this world, because out of it you have carved your ideas of who you are and what you want, which are dominant. Acknowledge that the source within you is wrapped all around all of that you want, and is looking to you and through you for the fulfillment of all of it. Acknowledge that it doesn't matter what negative or contrasting components helped you come to those conclusions. They are non-issues now because they did their work. You've launched the rocket. It has become a vibrational reality. The source within you is there offering the vibration of that reality in such a powerful way that if you're not doing that thing you do by trying to block that you will find yourself in a vibrational place where you will receive inspiration, and the vibration of it will turn to a thought and an emotion, and then to words, and then to behavior, and then to material objects. Don't you like knowing that?
Yeah, I do. I love it. I wish I'm just working on trusting myself with all of it. There's aspects of it that I got.
You can't get it wrong, because the universe isn't going to change rules on you. Law of attraction isn't going to suddenly...
I can change my point of attraction, though.
Law of attraction isn't going to suddenly start behaving differently. So you're going to come to understand the effectiveness of what you're doing by what happens in response. And by that we mean by how you feel. You're right. When you get on that run of clarity where you say, holy crap, look what's going on around me. All kinds of manifestations are happening. You can feel that you have allowed momentum to get moving enough that all things around you are cooperating with you. And that is the powerful, natural feeling of who you are. That's the way life is supposed to feel to you. And when you're worried about something or fussing about something, you can feel yourself all pulled apart, and it feels like it's that one's fault and that one's fault and that one's fault. All it is you've lost focus. You've lost your connection to who you really are, and let other things sort of come in. Well, there's no harm in that, because the worst thing and the best thing that happens out of that is that you shore up your desire in a stronger way. And the worst thing and the best thing that happens in that is that you're aware that you're not a vibrational match to it. And when you find your way back to alignment with something that contrast has helped you to create, there's impetus and momentum in that. None of you want absence of contrast. You all want to keep figuring it out. You're an evolving being. The thing that you do, and we are a catalyst to it here in this conversation, because it feels to you like we're in corrective mode. But here's the thing that we most want you to hear about this. You never get it done, and you can't get it wrong. And lightening up, not holding yourself to such strict standards, is really what we desire for you. We want you to talk about what a good mother you are, and talk about what fantastic kids you have, and talk about what a wonderful life you do, which you do often. And we want you to get 100% out of the problem-solving mode. 100%
so right.
out of the problem-solving mode. Because the problem-solving mode is always the blocking mode. It's always the resistant mode. The problem-solving mode always clouds your receptivity. And your receptivity is the only thing that you're reaching for. And you want to demonstrate your receptivity to your children so that they begin saying things like, Mom, why are you always in a good mood? Mom, why don't things bother you? And the answer is, because I don't like to be bothered. Yeah, but Mom, there's stuff around that just bothers me. Isn't there stuff around that bothers you? Probably, but I just don't pay any attention to it because I don't want to feel bothered. Yeah. But Mom, what if there's something really big that you just can't not see? Well, I've been practicing not seeing it for so long that I just don't see very many problems. My life is so good, and I just expect things to go well for me, and things just do go well for me. And so that's just the way it's supposed to be. I don't know when I figured it out. I wasn't little and smart like you are when I figured it out. Maybe I knew it and forgot it. And now I'm remembering it, and I hope you never forget it. That's the kind of conversation you want to have with them. But I just started realizing that when I feel good, things go good. So I just started really paying attention to my mood. And I found out I can always control my mood. I can't control what's happening out there, but I can control my mood. Well, how? What if something bad happens? How can you look at something bad and control your mood, Mom? Oh, I can't. Can't look at bad things and feel good, so I just don't look at them. But Mom, what if they're right in your face? Well, they used to be in my face more, but the more I don't look at them, the less they come around. So stuff that bothers me becomes less and less, and I just get happier and happier.
Perfect.
But Mom, my teacher says, I know, honey, I know. Everybody sort of has a different way of doing this. There's lots of different people living lots of different things. There are people who have a lot of well-being and the people that don't have so much. I know that your teacher is really, really, really well-meaning. She wants so much. She wants so much for you to feel good. But that's really your job. You have to find a way to feel good. You can't, we all have to stop jumping through hoops for each other. Okay, Mom. Okay, you're asking for it. I'm going to test you a little bit to see how happy you can really be. And find out how much condition there is.
Oh,
and don't you just love that? Don't you just love the idea of standing stable regardless of what's going on? You see,
I love the idea.
Here's the thing. But how are you going to turn that vibration to a thought, and that thought into a manifestation? How are you going to keep that momentum going? You keep that momentum going by beginning again tomorrow and beginning again tomorrow. There are so many situations where it feels like so. All right, Abraham, I accept that you are teaching unconditional love, and I want to experience unconditional love. So does that mean I turn my eyes away from conditions that don't bother me? No, it means that you find love that only let things that put you in the receptive mode for things you like. See, unconditional love, the reason that it is so important is because conditions will take you this way and 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 this way. But if you're reaching for the feeling, the emotion of love, if that's the manifestation that you're going for. In other words, you're not going for the manifestation of your child figuring this all out. You're just going for the manifestation within you of loving your child. Well, that's easy to do unless you mess it all up with the things that are bothering him. So if you're just going for the manifestation of love, that's easy. It's the most natural instinct that you have. So sometimes as we talk about unconditional love, people think that what we mean is you'll get really good at this. You'll get tuned in, tapped in, turned on. You'll get in sync with source. One who's connected to the stream is more powerful than a million who aren't. And then you will control the conditions around you so that you can feel good. A lot of people, that's as far as they're getting in this conversation of unconditional love. Where what we mean by unconditional love is, I want so much to be in concert with the source within me that I am in this experience and this one and this one and this one. I'm feeling for alignment. I'm feeling for alignment. I'm feeling for it and finding it. 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 So now I'm in the receptive mode. And in the receptive mode, I only have access to the conditions that match the receptive mode. I'm not controlling the conditions so that I can find more good ones. I'm tuning to the conditions. But I'm not doing it for the conditions. I'm doing it for the alignment. Can you feel the difference? Sort of?
Yeah, I think so.
Esther said, she sat out. We keep telling this story because it's the best one we have so far. Maybe you'll give us a new one. She's sitting out by her pool, enjoying the beauty of it in so many ways. She feels intoxicated with the beauty of this moment. The trees, the pool, the statue, the moment in time. It was indescribably delicious. Mm-hmm. And then she had a thought. That pool is a condition, and that tree is a condition, and that redbird is a condition, and that statue is a condition, and this weather is a condition. Abraham, I'm not so sure that I'm not having a conditional moment of ecstasy. And we said, Esther, think about it. You were in that mood and then inspired to go out. You were in that mood. And in that receptive mode, you saw all of this differently than you've ever seen it before. Another way of hearing this, someone said, Abraham, how does one get rid of doubt? And we said,
yeah, that's a good
before it starts, which is totally annoying. But what we mean by that is get up and tune yourself to alignment, which isn't doubt. And then hold yourself in the frequency of what feels good, and doubt will never come. But if you wait till it comes and then you try to get rid of it, all you do is validate it and practice the vibration of it longer. Can you feel this?
Yeah, but
we're out here on the leading edge.
It moves so fast in your head. Like, how do you get in front of it before it comes through?
Well, at first it moves so fast, but in time you will be out ahead of it. And you know that because you just described to us blocks of time, large blocks of time, when you were out ahead of it. And so what you start doing, you start noticing how that felt and how that felt. And you start making associations with what was going on within you.
Yeah.
In other words, your mood matters more than you ever thought that it did. But most people think that their mood is controlled by conditions. That's conditional love. If you don't let your mood be controlled by conditions, if you control your mood because you mean to, and that's what we were encouraging you to demonstrate to your children. If every time they get upset, your mood is affected by their upset, you're not teaching them the thing that you most want to teach them. And you're not practicing it for yourself either. But when you have a great day around others who aren't, now you know you got it. You see?
Ooh, that's a challenge sometimes.
Argue for your limitation.
So is there like a phrase?
It's a challenge sometimes when the momentum is there, but it's not a challenge when you're there. It's not a challenge when you're tuned in. It's not a challenge when you're on that vibe. It's not a challenge when that's who you are. It's not a challenge when everything that is you is flowing through you.
No, that's true. But the days that I'm like exhausted, no sleep, really crabby by the end of the day.
Well, now you're trying to get rid of doubt after you've got it.
No, but
yes, you are. You're trying to get rid of it after you got it. You can't get rid of it after you got it.
So that's just
can't get rid of it.
So just go to sleep.
There's too much momentum already going. Don't waste your time. Say to your kids, "I'm in a bad mood. Just deal with it."
Okay.
This is the way it's going to be for the rest of this day. All right.
Well,
I don't blame you. It's just how I feel. It's just how I feel. It's how you behave. It's how everybody behaves. My goal is to wake up tomorrow happy and see how far into the day I can go and still feel happy. Okay. And after a while, you'll get so good at this that you won't be inspired to turn on the television to see the thing that could take you down. You won't be inspired to ask the question of a friend that could take you down. You won't be poking and prodding and probing and not minding your own business. You'll be minding your own business. And what is your own business? Your mood is your own business. It's your only business. Alignment to source is your only business. Carrying on with who you really are is your own business. Meeting everyone with the fullness of who you are in this moment is your only business. It's not your business to know what's bothering your child, because you'll never get to the bottom of that, and you'll teach him that he should keep looking for what's wrong.
Okay.
And that's conditional conditioning, you see. Yeah.